everyone. Hope all of you are having a great day. I wanted to tell you about something that I experienced as a child. When I was in 4th grade, I was asked to give a speech on stage, and I remember fainting even before I went on stage. I created excuses like I had headache, stomachache. I literally fainted in front of the teacher just to avoid going to the stage. But that same Pearlie, after a few years, she got some, I think she had a good thick skin. That's why she kept going on stage even if she was scared. And her dad was actually motivating her from home. He kept telling her, failure, make a fool out of yourself, get humiliated. That's how you become a winner. And I actually listened to him. I went on stage and I actually got claps. And I became Miss Holy Angels. That was the name of my school. So before I passed out of the school, I actually started giving speeches. So this episode is gonna be about public speaking. A lot of people go through the same experience that I've gone through. So let's see what my dad has to say about it. Dr. Paul, about public speaking skills.
Recently, one of my friends asked me, is there a cure for fear of public speaking? I said there is no cure for public speaking. The only cure that is you have to undergo the pain. Because public speaking is not meant for everybody. It's meant for leaders. We need to understand when we are educating our children, parents have to note this, and the students who want to become leaders have to note this particular point. Because when you educate yourself or your children and you get good marks, you become a good worker. A good worker is different and a good leader is different. Like if you say Steve Jobs was not just a worker, he was a leader. Bill Gates was a leader in their field. So we have business leaders, we have social leaders, we have political leaders, we are leaders in every part of the world, everywhere there are leaders. And we need to understand, leaders are made up of a different kind of metal. Leaders means they may not be scoring good marks maybe in the education area, but the thing is they are able to talk in public. Initially they start talking in front of 5 people, 10 people, then they end up talking to the entire world through the media, maybe to the millions they'll be talking. So we need to understand, when you score good marks, it is okay, that's education, but when you actually start speaking in public, you become a leader. And a good education takes you like this, maybe the graph takes you like this, maybe you continuously grow. But a leader, the graph is not like that. He may be just going like that, and it may be going like this, like this, like this. And most of the students are saying that I studied with him, now he is a CEO of the company. Now what is the difference? Leadership qualities are different. One of the best quality of a leadership is public speaking. Now, even if we talk about the best leaders in the world with all the best qualities, you are talking about Martin Luther King or Mahatma Gandhi or any leader for that matter, they all had wonderful ideas. But all these people, without one quality, they could have been lost. And leader itself is not a positive word. And negative leader is also leader. And there are also positive leaders in the world. They had all these qualities of, he didn't have the goodness, or forget about all this goodness and badness. But a leader, if they don't have the ability to speak in front of a common people, they cannot be leaders. So what is a leadership skill? Public speaking is rated as one of the best skills for leadership skill. And how do you attain public speaking skill? By nature, we are shy. We are frightened of going in public. It's not by birth. Because there is a lot of restrictions happening in some cultures where they say, don't do it, don't touch that, don't do. So there's a lot of don'ts coming into our life from our parents, our friends, and so many people. And other people's paradigm means other people's belief, also end up as our belief. Now imagine, you could have imagined a boy or a girl telling when they're studying in 5th standard or 6th standard, tomorrow I have to give a talk. And then when they say, you find their eyes are open and they got a lot of fear, and their body language, the micro expressions, everything is telling the other person that it's a fearful, frightening experience. The person's even hearing that, even without going to the stage, they get that entire feeling into them and they actually record. Their mind is set for the wrong thing for public speaking. And it's not that they went to the stage and got humiliated. It is just because their information on public speaking was wrong. Actually, you can speak anything, anywhere. But for the phobias associated with that. What is a phobia? The fear of your conscious mind is called fear. Fear of your subconscious mind, which is unreasonable, are called phobias. Fear of ghost, or fear of public speaking, fear of heights, fear of cockroach, fear of so many things which will not hurt you. But when you create a fear for that, it's called phobias. Okay. So public speaking is not a real. Nobody has died by going to the stage and spoken. Okay. When they went to speak, they didn't die. But in spite of that, it's a fear. So it is called a phobia. And how do you get over the fear of public speaking? You just face it. You just face it, because only around 3% of the people in the world are destined to be leaders. If there is no fear, you will have 100% people leaders, and there will be a lot of confusions in the world. So it is designed that way. When if in a crowd I ask how many people drive cars, and say around around 80 people lift their hand, okay, minimum 80. And if I ask how many people drive bikes, say around 50% lift their hand. I ask them how many percent of you can swim, and they around 30-40% of the people lift their hand and say we know to swim. Okay, and I ask how many of you can say, how many of you can actually go to the stage and speak, and I find around 6 hands going like this and 1 hand going like this, saying I know but don't call. Now what I am trying to tell you is very simple. When you went for a drive on a road, swimming, and all these places, we have heard people dying. Have anybody died going to speak on a stage? No. Because when you learn to drive a car, you only become a driver. But when you speak, beware, you become a leader. So there is a natural thing of not making everybody a leader. So that some of you who are determined can become a leader. First thing, when you become a leader, you have to tell yourself, I have a right to be wrong. I will do blunders. I will be laughed at, and people let them shout at me. And this is the first thing that you need to understand. If you are going to the stage for the first time, you are going to be a fool. And that is your right. Do you understand? That's your right. Because if you are not going to be a fool today, you will be fooled throughout your life. If you are willing to be a fool today, I can assure you, you will never be a fool 1 month from now. Next year, you will have fans in your college, maybe fans in your company, and people will be asking you, please go and give a talk. And people will be applauding you. The same people who are shouting at you, the same people will be coming and listening to you, even paying money for sometimes. It happens in my life. 25 years back when I started my talk, people laughed at me. Today, people have to pay if they wanted to come and listen to my talk. So what I'm trying to tell you, you have to undergo the pain of, just tell yourself, the most important thing, okay? When you wanted to go to the stage, tell yourself, let people laugh at me. As simple as, when you're doing anything for that matter, for the first time, it is very frightening. If I ask paratroopers when they jump, first time when they jump, they are completely frightened. And they need somebody to hug them. And they don't know what is happening. And they can't even see the ground. But the same guy jumping after and after, and when they jump, they can see the houses distance, they can see the clouds, they can see the birds flying, and they can see everything very clearly. First time if you come and tell me, sir, I went to the stage and I could not see anything, I couldn't focus on anything, I say that is how you're supposed to have behaved. If you came and told me, sir, I went to the stage, I didn't have fear, and I went and when I stood there, I could see everybody and there was no fear in me, I think either you're lying or you have a problem. Maybe you have a problem because you don't have fear. What is fear? Fear is activated by your corticosteroids, adrenaline. And if the adrenaline is not working in you, you are prone to death. I'm not joking. People without fear, when they go to the sea, they get died. When they go, they only do all these kind of unwanted things and they kill not only themselves, sometimes their friends also. Because I'm telling you, fear is beautiful. When you go to the stage, when you go for anything, we're doing anything for the first time, if you have fear, understand your endocrine system is working wonderful and you're normal. Okay. So initially go there, culture yourself again and again, and so that one day you will tell me in 10 days time, sir, I started with the pulse rate. Imagine that normal pulse rate is 72 and I-10 pulse rate when you are in fear, say around 82, okay? I don't know exactly, but 82. Now, when you go to the stage for the first time, 82. Second time when you go to the stage, will it be 83 or 81? Yeah, I can hear you, 81. You know it, okay? What is this 81? That means you did not become intelligent. You just got over the fear. I mean, you just cultured yourself one step, that's all. So when you continue doing this, 81, 80, 79, it keeps going down. One day you are 72. That means your mind has come back to you. You are got together. And this particular word in India is called yoga, getting together. When you and your mind get together, mind has stored everything there, all the knowledge, recording, retaining, recalling, and the mind is not with you, you can't speak. When you got back your mind, it's something like you go somewhere and you don't have the 3G or 2G. Now you're completely disconnected. Even a silly thing you can't download. Exactly the same way, when the mind is come back, you can stand there on the stage and freak out and become the most applauded speaker in the world. So wait for the day. Go through the humiliation. It's only by falling, failing, falling that you emerge a winner. Don't think you can just go there and just do wonders in the world. Undergo the pain. Without pain, there is no gain. So public speaking makes you a leader. Be careful and become the right leader. Thank you very much.
Hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to this channel. Whatever questions you have, I'm sure you all have a lot of questions that you want to ask Daddy and Dr. Paul. So whatever questions you have, make sure you comment below and we will actually search for the best questions and we will be sending it to Dad and he will be answering your questions. So make sure you subscribe, comment and also share this video with your close friends, your family, maybe a colleague who is going through certain issues. If you think this video will help that person, take this as a small social service and share this link to them. And thousands of students are also out there who are going through a lot of challenging situations. Every exam is a small challenge for a student, but if the student knows how to face the exam, definitely it's not a challenge, it's a winning situation. So make sure you listen and keep subscribed, keep watching this show and evolve with every episode. Thank you so much. Bye.